Hi, welcome to the Winds of Jupiter January 2018 tarot reading. Now we're back into eclipse season with a total lunar eclipse January 31st. Unfortunately, we won't be seeing it from the United States as we did in August, but down under is going to get a good view of it. Now this eclipse is going to be closely aligned with Aries, the asteroid of motherhood and women. Spotlights are going to be put on relationships for lovers, family, friends. And if we look back at what's going on in the first of the month, on January 2nd, there's going to be a full moon in Cancer. And this is about home and hearth. So this whole month is really about things that are happening close to home. There's one other notable thing going on, and I mentioned that in the introduction, of a sextile between Jupiter and Pluto. This is going to be the first of three that are going to be happening throughout the year. And this is going to be about big broad stroke changes of the world and in our culture and our politics as the cosmic collective is changing. And our role as cosmic citizens as well. A renaissance is coming, a spiritual reformation that is going to be quite welcomed. Well, it seems, Aquarius, that your mind is back in the past because you received the Six of Cups. This is a card about childhood, memories, even past lives. Something was a part of you once and still is, even if it isn't physically there still. It's something that's tangible in your mind. It's like maybe a card catalog flipping through old photographs, black and whites. For me the other day, I was just standing in front of the kitchen counter doing something mundane, and I had this realistic flashback, like a video, of when I was 16 years old and I drove to a nursing home to sing Christmas carols. All the landmarks were there around gas stations, trees, parking lots, the highway not far away, the temperature outside. And I walked into that lobby, and the entranceway had this gorgeous Christmas presentation on this oak table. And for no reason, I remembered all of this. With the holidays just passed, New Year's, making New Year's resolutions, a lot of times people project back and think where they were coming from, where they're at now, and where they want to go. Making those New Year's resolutions to change, improve. Have the new you and improved you coming into the world. Now, if you're going down memory lane, maybe you should take a look at where your south node is in your astrological chart. Because a lot of times there's reoccurring issues that weren't resolved in those past lives that come into your present life. The Six of Cups can also mean that somebody from your past is walking into your life again. And maybe what I was explaining all through this is something from your past is walking back into your life, period. It's going to be part of your present. Now the cards on the left, for what you know, you receive the Four of Pentacles and the Moon card. Now the Four of Pentacles is considered the miser card. Person that feels secure and stable, has enough money to live on, has the comforts to live. But normally about 80% of the time, it's meaning that you're hanging on to something that's not serving you anymore. Maybe this Four of Pentacles is telling the Six of Cups card it's time for a new frame around the picture. Maybe some of the photographs that you're seeing in your mind are starting to fade or should fade. And with the Moon card, it can say here that maybe there was some distortions in your memory. You know, maybe you idealized some things in your past that really weren't that way. It always makes me think of that old Andy of Mayberry. What was it, Otis Tuttle or The Drunk? I think a lot of actors in our past history were probably Otis Tuttle, and they were making him look really valiant. Things aren't what they appear to be. Now with the Moon card there, this could symbolize also the eclipse that's happening January 31st, the total lunar eclipse. Maybe this eclipse is having you review a lot of emotional baggage that you have to get rid of. The moon can bring intuition, synchronicities, and dreams that really have to pay attention and interpret. The moon does symbolize emotions, and there's going to be a lot of emotions rolling around in January with the full moon in Cancer, and then of course the eclipse that I just discussed. But there is more going on about deceit, because the two cards in the middle of the reading, the Seven of Swords. This is a card of chicanery, trickery, charlatan. There's some kind of deception going on. Let's just put it this way, looks can be deceiving. And the moon card agrees with that too, because things don't appear to be what they are. And I think a lot of times in life you have to look what's going on in the surroundings and reassess it, because it's not the truth. It's just a facade. This card can mean people are stealing from you or sneaking something away. A lot of times it's you sneaking your own emotions from yourself. You're sneaking by and not dealing with things that you should be. Things are going undetected. Or there's something unfulfilling about your life that you want to get away from, you want to escape. But I don't think you've escaped, because you have the Four of Pentacles back there saying that you've been hanging on to something. Something you shouldn't be anymore. It's time to let go. The moon card is saying that maybe you have been in some type of darkness. And maybe you should take advantage of the Seven of Swords card and actually escape. Now the cards for self and self-awareness, you see the Queen of Pentacles and the Judgment card. The Queen of Pentacles is about practical affairs, getting a grip on reality. And I think that's what all of the cards culminating up to this point is saying. Maybe you've had your rose-colored glasses on for quite a while and it's catching up to you. Something from the past is a train barreling towards you. Things have stayed the same and you don't want them that way. Things look distorted and you're making excuses for the way it is. And now you want to escape. And the Queen of Pentacles is saying, take a good look around and reassess what's happening. And so is the Judgment card underneath the Queen of Pentacles. It's time to review things. Have a resurrection, a renewal. Be the phoenix rising out of the ashes. Start doing some forgiveness for yourself and other people. Changes are coming. And you yourself are probably making some judgments about what's going on with this Four of Pentacles and Six of Cups. Why am I not letting go? Why am I hanging on to the past? Why do I have past emotional baggage? The Judgment card is a spiritual purging, a celestial cleansing. Something about karma. This is the predecessor card before the World card, where you graduate from something. You're going to start healing now. Body, mind, inner self. Going to start looking at things and wanting a new beginning. When I see the Judgment card, I always think of Themis, the goddess of divine law and ruler of fate. A lot of times you see her with a blindfold on. Or you see Justice, too, with the blindfold on. It's time to rip the blindfold off. See things for what they are. Whoever is stealing from you, or if somebody is back there with the Seven of Swords and you received it twice, just in case you missed the first one, there is going to be some judgment. There's some comeuppance. Some rewards for doing good things and punishment for doing bad things. We're all looking for that nirvana, Atlantis, Xanadu. But we have to make it ourselves through our decisions. And it appears that you're waking up, because here in the future you have two Ten of Pentacles cards sandwiched in between the Ace of Wands. A new spiritual beginning. A new promise of a spiritual beginning with the Ace of Wands. This is indicating that the pragmatism that the Queen of Pentacles wanted you to have And you hanging on to something with the Four of Pentacles kind of sank in, and now you change things in the future. Because the Ten of Pentacles is a happiness card. I even call it the retirement card because it's about satisfaction, fulfillment. All the hard work involved getting to having that. Now that you hit this equilibrium of happiness, it's time to move on to another equilibrium. And that's why the Ace of Wands is in between the two Ten of Pentacles. Life is cyclic. And here you went on a little downswing, but you're going back up on an upswing. And just make sure that when you're using the Six of Cups memory, that you're remembering good things. Sometimes you even have to be selective, but there's a lot of good things that happened in our past. And I wish you acceptance, peace, and happiness.